Hello everyone, this is Tim, and I want to talk a little bit about organization and being a GM. I am a tragically unorganized person in real life. I have a hard time remembering where I put stuff. I have a lot of attempts to try to get organized, where I'll be like, okay, now this is enough of this nonsense, enough of this shenanigans. I'm going to try to organize myself, this box is for this is for this, and normally that kind of breaks down in a couple weeks. I'll just get right back into my old habits. So this kind of bleeds into when I'm running a game. I try to take notes, and then I'll misplace the notebook. I'll try to remember what everybody's done and all the character quirks that they have, and then, I'll forget about those, or I'll misplace that paper I was keeping track of that. So I have a bad problem with being organized. So my latest attempt at trying to be organized is this little box right here. It's a box for 3x5 cards, and you can just kind of open it up, and the cards kind of just sit in there. Because I saw another GM who had everything organized on index cards. He had the main rules for the system he was using, any possible problems he was having with those rules. Apparently my cat is playing with a dice. Cats like to play with dice on the floor. I've kind of noticed that. There's just something about that sound, I think, that they like. Sorry about that. So anyway, 3x5 box for 3x5 cards. And you just pick yourself up some. These are actually from a previous campaign I've ran. I was running a vampire and werewolf campaign, Old World of Darkness, for a while. And I just wanted to show you what I put down as different sections. You can just get a 3x5 card and just fold it, and then just write what category this is. Like, this is system notes. And for instance, I put like blood pool, clans of vampires, day activities, healing, humanity, hunting rules, nature and demeanor archetypes, virtues, willpower, and then for the werewolf stuff, tribes, werewolves, transformation, rage, gnosis, breeds, and auspice. And again, they should be in alphabetical order, but again, that's what I mean. My systems always break down a little bit. But yeah, it just says system notes. So instead of flipping to the back of the book, I would be like, okay, blood pool. How did that work again? And I'd flip to that card, pull out the blood pool card, and be like, okay, yeah, here's how it works. And then I put it right back in where I picked it up out of. And I find that was much more quicker than trying to find it in the book all the time. I would make sure that I would write down as I read. I always read through books like 2 or 3 times before I run a game, just to make sure that I understand the rules. And I would always like highlight, or I'd take notes of the parts I knew I was going to mess up. Like parts that are a little tricky, a little clunky. I would always make sure to jot down what they were. Excuse me. So I have like a section for system notes. Garou or werewolf mythology, miscellaneous. The bad guys or whatever in this thing were a cult called the Cleansing Flame. They wanted to pretty much destroy any supernatural creatures. Black Spiral Dancers. The player characters. Now this is an interesting one. I would take a card and write kind of like the main quirks, the main abilities of each character. And whenever something that would happen in game that would be kind of relevant for the future. Like if they did something horrible to this one person that got away, I would put a little note down here like this NPC is gunning for this character. This happened because this character, I don't know, embarrassed them or almost killed them, whatever. And as we were running a game, instead of jotting down like notes in a character note, or just like a notebook on the side, I would try to take notes on the actual character card. So like Matt was playing a Ventru. His name is Drew. And I would just take notes whenever he did something important that I should remember later. Because I have this problem, especially when you shoot from the hip, where I don't always remember how I roleplay at the table, because I'm just all fires are firing, and I'm worried about the performance. I'm not worried about remembering the performance. So sometimes I have a hard time remembering things, but I'll try to take notes every once in a while, and the character cards seem to help me. It's like, Okay, so Drew just messed this up, so I got to make sure I mark this down on his character card. I have another one for locations. Just basically areas in the local area that I wanted to kind of bring about in the game. I always wanted to go out and take pictures, but I never really got that far involved. That's a good idea, especially if you're running a local White Wolf World of Darkness game, to just go outside and just have some nice visual images to show them. Like, here's the courthouse. Here's the movie theater that still plays old movies. That sort of thing. There's a cemetery up the road that was had a cairn for one of the werewolves, and I should have went up there and taken pictures, but I never did. Got another section for ghouls. The Prince of Greensburg and his brood, other NPC vamps, NPC werewolves, mortal NPCs, kinfolk, Fomori, hunters, and mages. So that was how my one campaign broke down. This section of 3x5 cards right here. And it really helped me stay organized. It really helped me remember things. It really helped me stay kind of focused. And I don't know, when that box was always sitting in front of me, I always thought, I should take a little bit of notes now, and I should put that in a card. And have a bunch of empty cards, like kind of standing by, in case something comes up that you haven't planned for or you don't have in your box yet. That way, while you're sitting there, you're like, oh, I need another 3x5 card. You just grab one, write whatever you think you need to remember, and slide it into the appropriate section. And sometimes you have to make a new section. It's like, oh, I didn't think about that. So you can slide it in there. I'm running a Changeling game right now for New World of Darkness, and I did the same thing. The campaign's it's only been 3 sessions so far, and these are all the cards I have. But I have, like, the Changeling NPCs, Changeling rules, which are a little thick. Some of those rules I'm still having a hard time remembering them all. Changeling characters. I just went with the default setting of Miami for Changeling. So Changeling Miami locations. And it just really helps me stay organized. And I don't know, when I saw that other GM doing that, I was like, you know what? I could probably benefit from that. And I just find it's a lot quicker just to flip through the cards. And hopefully, if you've done your prep work right and have like the main rules in there, the difficult rules, it shouldn't really be that big of a deal, to just flip through and okay, here's all the rules, here's how it works, and then you just slide it right back in there. So I don't know, that's just a little GM tip, 3x5 cards, and try to stay organized. Try to remember what you do at a table. And okay, guys, I'll talk to you later. I'm hoping to do a few reviews in the future, but again, it just takes me a while in my busy schedule to sit down and read a whole book, take notes, and try to present it in some cohesive, understandable whole. I really give it out to Tetsubu and Pugnose Pro Game Geeks for being able to do that pretty well and pretty concisely. Sometimes I'm not very concise. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later.